Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Hey, welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Curry, and on today's show, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about pageantry and the 7 secrets to audacious confidence. But before I do that, I really want to encourage you to go to the Win-Win Women TV site. On that site, you will find so many amazing shows and show hosts that curate content just for you. This is all about women, empowering women, helping us strive and get to the next level. So go check out Win-Win Women TV. If you want to know more about me, you can go to alicia360.com, and on there, you'll see the 7 secrets to audacious confidence. So I want you to click on that and check that out, because we're going to talk about those 7 secrets briefly, but I want you to be able to have them in an ebook form. And you can also watch some videos, because I did a series of videos on the 7 secrets to audacious confidence. So you can go there too and check it out on audaciousconfidence.com. That's for the videos. alicia360.com is where you will get the download for the ebook. So I wanted to link the 7 secrets to audacious confidence to the pageant, because that's how I was able to make the decision to enter my very first pageant at 50, was going through those 7 secrets myself. So I'm going to walk through the 7 secrets, kind of share a little bit of my story and a little bit of about the pageant that I just came back from, and interlock those various stories to share with you today. So, first of all, I just came back from the Woman of Achievement Pageant. It's a national pageant. It's a pageant that I first received my very first crown. So I represented the state of Florida in 2019 and won for Mrs. Elite US Woman of Achievement. Now, elite means that you were over 40. I was over 40. I was actually 50 at the time. So I won Mrs. Elite, and I represented the year 2020. It's an amazing year, right? So I reigned in 2020. And since then, I've gone on to become a legacy queen with that pageant system and go back every year to help out and work and volunteer for the pageant and work behind the scenes, as well as this year I was also a judge for one of the 2 pageants that they had this weekend. So, the 7 secrets to audacious confidence, how do they fit into the pageantry? Well, I was given an opportunity to speak on Wednesday night to the women after they registered on building up their brand for when they're crowned. When they receive their crown, what next? How do they now build a brand around that? How do they show up? How do they get media for themselves? How do they get more presence, more of their presence on social media? And during that time, I talked about the 7 secrets to audacious confidence. And I shared that how it helped me to even enter the pageant, let alone have the confidence enough to do all the things that I needed to do to win. And I wanted to share just a little snippet of that with you, plus how it impacted some of the girls, the ladies, the young women that were there. And let me just dive into it. The first step is to know yourself and love yourself. And I've talked about this on the shows before, the 7 secrets to audacious confidence, but let me go through it again. So know yourself and love yourself. That's such an important, it's the first step, because it really is so vital. Like, there was a time when I started to know myself. I started to learn more about myself, but I didn't love myself. I didn't like myself very much. And it's important that you know yourself and love yourself. So I did not know myself for a very long time. I thought I did. But what I knew was what other people told me about myself. I really didn't have a deep understanding of myself. So the voices of others in my head soon became my own voice. And it was all the negative things that they had said about me that I internalized and started repeating to myself. And that's who I thought I was, all those negative things and those negative voices. Turns out that wasn't exactly true, wasn't true at all. So the process of knowing yourself and getting to learn who you are is really important in this step. And I had to go through that process. It is a process of learning and knowing yourself. And we have several assessment tools that I use in business to help people really understand who they are and the strengths that they have, and really understand how their brain functions and operates. Now, the other part of that is loving yourself. Loving yourself. So you may know stuff about yourself, but do you love who you are? There were things about myself when I started this learning process that I did not love. But I had to realize that I had the power to change those things. And I'm not talking about strengths and weaknesses. I'm not talking about things like that. I'm talking about perceptions. I'm talking about how you see yourself. Like, what is your view of yourself? What is your self-image? What is your view of yourself? I'm talking about things that you do habitually that aren't showing up the best. For instance, maybe you're someone that always shows up everywhere late. I don't like that. I used to be kind of loosey-goosey with time, like 5 minutes or so, like I give or take 5 minutes, and I was okay with that. And then I heard something one day, this is about 25, 30 years ago, that if you're late, especially if you're habitually late, that means you do not respect anyone else or anyone else's time. It's all about you. It's a very selfish thing to be, and a selfish way to be, and a selfish thing to do. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So from then on, I was always, always, always on time. I was early or on time. So that was something I changed about myself. Something else that I changed about how I showed up, I don't know if this was something that you did or not, but sometimes just not fully being prepared, coming in kind of like on the skin of your teeth, kind of like, I could figure this out. That was not always something I liked about myself. Now, there are things that I cannot change about myself because it's the way my brain is wired. And I had to learn to love those things anyway, despite it. Things like, all right, my brain isn't wired for details. Not that I can't do details, I can do details, but it takes a lot of concentration, it takes a lot of mental energy, and it takes a lot of focus for me to do it. Other people, they can do it very naturally. For me, it's not so natural. It has to be very purposeful. And I had to learn that about myself, so that when I miss things, when I misspell things, aside from the dyslexia, if I misspell something because of lack of paying detailed attention to it, I have to go back and I'm like, I missed that. But now I don't beat myself up so much about it. Now, when I make a mistake, like booking a rental car in the wrong airport, done that more than once. A little detail like, what airport are you flying into? Yeah. So details are something sometimes my brain just doesn't see. So I have to make workarounds around those things. So I had to learn to love myself despite it. And I'm spending a little bit of time on this one because on knowing yourself and loving yourself, because it's so vitally important. All the other steps are not, like, they don't function without this number one step. The rest of them you can interchange and you can do it in whatever order, but knowing yourself and loving yourself has to be first. The next step on the 7 steps to audacious confidence is preparation, practice and preparation. Now, I just want to step back a little bit to the knowing yourself and loving yourself and talking about the pageant. One of the things that helped me when I entered the pageant was the realization that the judges were there to hear my story. They were there. They wanted me to connect with them. They wanted to know about me. They weren't going to ask me questions about Sally Mae or Brenda over there, they were going to ask me questions about me, my platform, what I was about. And that took the pressure off. Like I could show up and be me and be relaxed and take the pressure off because I know me and I can share about me. They're not going to ask me about somebody else. So when I shared that, when I spoke and I talked to the ladies on Wednesday night, and I shared that, one of the girls who actually ended up winning came to me and she said, when you said that, that shifted something in me and I became relaxed. I came there, I was so nervous. I was looking around, I was feeling inadequate. I was feeling like, oh no, I'm not going to win. And then you said that and everything just became so much less stressful. I just had to be me. And she did win a title that on Saturday. So yeah, I was so excited when she came back and she shared that with me. So the second one, preparation and practice. You need to be prepared. You need to understand what needs to happen, what do you need to have, and prepare yourself for any situation in life, whether it's a pageant or an interview. So that first secret, knowing yourself, will help you whether you're being interviewed for a pageant or whether you're going in for a job interview or any situation in life. And then preparation and practice will also reinforce that for you. So it's very, very important to have preparation and practice in there. The third step is your passion and your purpose. So during the pageant, you have to present a platform. What is your platform? What are you out there passionate about? What are you sharing with other people? My passion, of course, was Audacious Confidence, which is why I'm here. And there was someone there whose passion was helping provide shoes for homeless children, especially when they outgrow their shoes, so that they did not look or feel so they could look and feel like other kids that they went to school with. Because the thing that really stands out as you being homeless is when you have busted up shoes or you don't have shoes at all. That says something. So if you can go to school with shoes on your feet that fit you, that aren't broken, then you can fit in with everyone else. And that's important for their self-esteem. That's important for their own confidence. And I thought that was beautiful. There were women there who survived domestic violence, who are now helping other women through that. There were women there who left bad marriages and started over. So their platform was about helping women start over. You know, there were so many, spectacular platforms during that. There was one woman who started a pageant for girls that are differently abled. She wanted to give them an opportunity. Sorry. She wanted to give them an opportunity to feel like a princess, to have a gown, to wear a crown. And she's partnering up with St. Jude so that children who are terminally ill or who have been in the hospital for so long can know how it feels to feel beautiful and feel, feel like a queen. So I think, that's, again, another amazing passion that she has, that she's sharing as her platform, her passion and purpose. So having a passion and purpose really drives you, and it builds your confidence, and it drives that confidence forward. The fourth one is your spiritual tags. What are your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills? Now, during the pageant, you had to either do a talent or a speech. And those who came prepared, we can tell that they were prepared with their speech or their talent. They weren't fumbling. They weren't trying to figure it out. They knew their stuff. I mean, we had some performances, some talent performances that were just out of this world. And they practiced. You could see that they practiced and they were prepared. And it was magnificent. So understanding your talent, and not just talents like singing and dancing talents, but but your natural talent for problem solving, that's another talent. Remember I said earlier that details are not part of the way my brain operates, is looking at the fine details. My talent is big picture thinking. I could see the big picture. I can see the end from the beginning. So the big picture is where my talent lies. So your talents are important to understand. And again, like I said, we do assessments to help you understand those talents, those skills, those gifts. To me, your gift is something that you have to give to others. That's why it's a gift. It's not just a gift for you, but it's a gift that you use to help others. Your assets, those are things that you've accumulated, degrees, awards, things like that. Those are your assets. And your skills are the things that you've developed over time. You know, I was a professional makeup artist for a very long time. That's a skill set that I developed. I had a natural knack for it, but I also developed that skill. So what are those skills that you have? Catalog those things. And when a new one pops up, drop it in there. You know, so you need to take inventory of your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills. The fifth one was the one that I recognized was holding me back from the pageant the whole time. The fifth one was resistance. Oh, I was in so much resistance to doing this pageant. I can't even tell you, because I did not want to be judged. But resistance is something that you have to be keenly aware of when you are in it, and when you are not allowing what you desire to come forth, is when you're in resistance. So resistance is something that you really have to figure out when you're in that, to be aware of it. And that's really powerful when you can operate in non-resistance, when you can recognize you're in resistance and then operate in non-resistance. Sorry, I'm need a little water. So number six out of 7 is your alter ego. And I'll tell you, the alter ego is one of my favorite. In fact, all these steps are my favorites, but the alter ego is the funnest one. It's the one you can have the most fun with, because you can create that person, that persona that you want to be, and you'll watch yourself become it. I've seen it happen, and it happened for me. See, when I was struggling with my confidence, when I was really struggling with my confidence, the thing that helped me was developing an alter ego. And years later, I read in the alter ego effect. I look back behind me here because it's that yellow book right on my, by Todd Herman, that yellow book. The alter ego effect talks about the benefits of an alter ego. And he really shares, but I had built my alter ego already. And then I started seeing the benefits of it. And my alter ego was the beauty queen. And then I became it, right? Look at my crowns. I became the beauty queen. But the reason I chose a beauty queen as my alter ego is because I, number one, could never imagine myself as being that. I couldn't see it, not for the life of me. I couldn't believe that I could ever be that. I saw beauty queens as graceful and elegant. I saw myself at the time as clumsy and very not elegant at all. They were beautiful. And at the time, I did not see myself as beautiful. I saw myself as cutesy, but not beautiful, no way beautiful. And then they're unflappable. Like, they can speak, they're eloquent, and they can just, you know, they don't show nerves, and they don't show fear, and they don't show like their knees aren't knocking like mine would when I had to stand in front of people and looking at the camera light come on and be like, whoa, you know. I created an alter ego as a way to help me be in front of others, be the person that I never imagined I could be. But I took the characteristics and I embodied those characteristics. And then I don't know when it happened, but I became that. And like I said, I can't tell you when that switch flipped, when that switch flipped, I just know it did. And Cary Grant said that because his name wasn't Cary Grant, but he said that he didn't know when he became Cary Grant or Cary Grant became him. I don't know when I became the beauty queen. It was way before I actually got the title and the crown. But the thing about the alter ego is, in Todd Herman's book, he says it's three things. Number one, it protects your fragile ego. Because if you can step into this persona and become that persona, like Sasha Fierce, when Beyonce was Sasha Fierce, if you can become that, then you can perform that way. And then you can protect yourself from the barbs and the criticism of others, because it wasn't you, right? It was the alter ego. So it protects your fragile ego. It suspends your disbelief about yourself. So you may not believe that you could actually stand in front of people on stage and speak, but your alter ego can. So allowing the alter ego to speak for you suspends your disbelief about yourself. And the third thing is it unlocks hidden talents and potential that you didn't even know you had, because now you're operating on a different level. And so these hidden talents, these hidden things come out. So the alter ego is by far one of my favorite tools to work with clients on and to help people build it and help and watch them actually transform. Oh, it's one of my favorite things forever, ever, ever. So that's number 6. And the number 7 is learn how to say yes and when to say no. When to say yes and when to say no. Those are so important. Sometimes we say yes to way too many things as women. We say yes to everything and everyone. No, we can't do that. We have to learn when to say no. When it's not in alignment with where you're going, with what you're doing, or with your purpose, or with who you are, it's a no. If it's taking time away from something that's precious to you, it's a no. And it's a no, no, no. No doesn't need explanation. If it's something that's going to move you forward, even if you're afraid of it, if you're fearful of it, it's a yes. It's a yes. So knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no is very important. I had to say yes to the pageant that I'd been saying no to because I needed to move forward and I needed to get rid of the fear that I was sitting in. Right? So those are the 7 steps to Audacious Confidence. I hope you can go to alicia360.com to download it, or go to audaciousconfidence.com and you can watch the video and download it. Watching these women come in day 1, day 0 of the pageant, and then watching them leave with so much more confidence. Their shoulders are higher. Even if they didn't win the ultimate title, there was a change. Getting on that stage changed them. It shifted something in them. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. But also, it was very humbling to have some little part in that, in helping them to transform themselves into the best version of themselves. And I invite you to allow me to help you transform into the best version of yourself. Reach out, go to alicia360.com, connect with me, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Alicia Curry. We have a lot of content, a lot of shows. We have our podcast, Leading with Audacious Confidence, that helps you if you're in leadership or if you know anyone in leadership. And it'll help you with your leadership goals. And because I interview CEOs, I interview people who coach high-performing leaders. So you'll get a lot of value from that. We also have episodes of this show on there. We have other tips for Audacious Confidence. The Love My Body, Love Myself. If you're struggling with self-love, we have Love My Body, Love Myself show. You know, we have resources out there for you on our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. But also, please reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you and love to walk you through the 7 steps or any part thereof. If you just want to build an alter ego, we can do that. We can customize any of this for you. If you want accountability, in building something, in doing something, I'm your gal. I will help you. Because my biggest goal in life is to see you succeed. And with that, I want you to step out and be bold, to be brave, connect with me so that every day you can do one thing to step out with audacious confidence. I love you, and I will see you next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV.